4, 3. Good morning on a beautiful, beautiful, mild President's Day here in Chicago. Joseph Gregory here along with Chris Rouse, another Joe with Joe. We made 21 last week. Now we're 22 years old. 22nd show or the 22nd edition of this little doozy of a show we think we have here.
Man. It's Joe with Joe, man. It's the morning show. People get up and watch us and listen to us talk and comment. See, we got people in the chat now already. We ain't been on the air 30 seconds.
Well, tell me who in the chat then. Let me know who in the chat. Let me know who up with me.
I got to reveal. It's somebody on Facebook. They revealed. There's a couple people in the chat, man. They in
okay.
here, bro. They lit, man. We
lit.
Yeah.
Why you saying uh-oh?
Yeah, we lit.
Somebody I don't want in there. How you doing, nephew? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, homie. Good morning, homie. That tripod, man. This tripod is cracked.
What up, Sean J? What's happening? What you got? UFC or something? You just took one of the UFC tripods?
Might as well, dog.
Oh, man. Joe with Joe, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where to follow. Twitter at JoeStuff710, at King Rouse 21, or you at Chris Rouse 21 now. We still King Rouse 21?
Bro, King is dead. King is dead, bro. When he died, he can't come back alive.
Okay, at Chris Rouse. At Chris Rouse 21, at JoeStuff710. Don't forget all the pages, Students of the Game page, Art of Science. Man, World Class Who's Podcast. Man, it's like it's a movement. What's up, Landon? What's up, Monica? How you doing? We finna get Landon. We definitely get into that, man, bro. We definitely get into that. First, some of the news of the day. It was revealed over the weekend. Phoenix Suns point guard Chris Paul suffered an avulsion thumb fracture that's gonna keep him out for 6 to 8 weeks for the Phoenix Suns. So we don't know how that's gonna affect them. Also, Daytona 500. I know he has one. I know Jeff got one fight. Austin Centric won the Daytona 500 and only his 8th start. Bubba Wallace's second place finish. Chase Briscoe finished 3rd. And that's all I have for news of the day.
That's the only news of the day. That's the only news you got for the day.
We got some more news. We just got to wait before we get into it. We got some news, man. Platinum Blend. How about Chris Paul in the news of the day and in Platinum Blend? Chris Paul received the Kobe and Gigi WNBA Advocacy Award for using his platform for trying to uplift the WNBA. So shout out to him whenever you get an award with the name of Kobe Bryant on it, especially what's happened over the past couple of years. It's very terrific. And also, I'm giving out Platinum Blends. I got to give a Platinum Blend to Chef Curry. I'm not calling him Steph no more this year. I'm calling him Chef.
That's my Platinum Blend, so go ahead.
Every time I call him Steph Curry, I'm going to have Lamarie smack me on the hand. Now you got to be Chef Curry. 16 threes, most ever in any kind of game. A playoff game, regular season game, any kind of game. The third quarter was absolutely ridiculous. I got to go get me some pink Under Armours in a minute. I got to find me some pink Under Armours. See if I can shoot like that, man. Also giving out a Platinum Blend. How about the Cavs? The Cavs triplets, Jared Allen, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. That was real cool what they did in that skills challenge, because I thought they was definitely going to be toast after Cade Cunningham made his half-court shot at 9.9. Then you got Mobley like he's super clutch at 5.5. Do it for the hometown. Do it for the city. And another Platinum Blend. How about Cat? Is he the best shooting big man? Is he going to put us?
That's what he said. Hey, that's what he said. He lived up to it.
What was that, 29? He put up 29 points in the finals.
Hey, you know what?
Over Ice Trae Young. Man.
You know what made that a little underwhelming to me, though? He missed like his last 3. Because he could have had 30. He could have had 30. But he missed his last 3s.
he was so freaking hot, though. I didn't know he was going to get that hot. I mean, you could almost, I don't know if his legs got tired, and probably was the adrenaline, because at that point, you got to know that you're killing, right?
Right.
You hit all the 3-point balls, you just got to know that you're killing. And
He's like, yo, I got this so locked up, I'm going to miss these last 3, Trey.
So shout out to Karl Anthony Towns winning his first ever 3-point contest. I'm sure he got to come back next year and try to defend that joint. You know what I'm saying?
When we did SOTG Thursday, Sean J said Brian Flores would be one of the storylines to watch.
Yes, he would. Yes, he did, Sean J.
Go ahead, throw that in.
That's what I see, Sean. Because Sean, we up here talking about basketball. Look at Sean J. talking about Brian Flores. I like how you toot your own horn, Sean J. And I'm gonna get to that. Shout out to Sean J. for keeping us in on that. But man,
he did say that was his story to watch, and he was right because Flores got
hired.
Flores got hired like 2 days after that, so that was a good call. Yeah.
But NBA All-Star Weekend, as usual, it was a success. I thought, except for the dunk contest. I mean, damn.
It wasn't no Chicago.
I did. Now, one thing I did enjoy before I get to that dunk contest thing was the Rising Stars, and I like how they sort of changed up the format, incorporated some of the better G League players up in it, split it up, had like 4 teams. It was more like a semifinal format with Team Worthy and Team Isaiah. So Team Isaiah outlast Team Worthy. Then you saw Team Barry outlast Team Peyton, and then Team Barry able to beat Team Isaiah on the strength of a Cade Cunningham game-ending shot. Precious Achiuwa got pretty hot in that championship game. I thought he was trying to run for the MVP, but then he got too hot when Desmond Bane was wide open, and he took that shot and it was an air ball. And I thought that sort of changed all the momentum. Cade Cunningham and the squad came and finished that off.
Desmond Bane didn't have a great weekend at all because he didn't look good in that 3-point shootout, and then also he got beaten, and then they lost in the Rising Stars. I like the new format though, man. They had the
I do too.
They had the G League Ignite in there, man. You got a chance to see Marjon Beauchamp and Scoot Henderson, a few guys that's been on G League Ignite. I thought that was a good look, man. I like how the NBA has been incorporating the G League into into the moving forward of the league, into the changing of the league and how they're gonna make things happen moving forward.
Yeah, because these are the future stars of the league, right? So I love that they did that. So
future stars and future refs and future commentators of the NBA.
Yeah. I see what you did with that. Hopefully they're speaking it into our future. Hey, you ain't even got to put me on the floor. I ain't got to be on the floor. I ain't got to be a floor manager no more. Just do 2 things. Make me a cameraman and don't have me working the shot clock. Put me in a position where where I can succeed. You want to have Tom Brady running those zone read? Don't have me on the shot clock.
Don't have me on no shot clock.
Don't have me on no shot clock.
I think you do better on the shot clock, man. It was just one time, bro. It happens. It happens, man.
Hey, and can we just start the whole damn game over? Oh man, and now the Saturday part, like I just said on the Platinum Blend part, shout out to the Cleveland guys, man. Mobley, Garland, and Allen, they really represented. Evan Mobley hit that half court shot in 5.5 seconds. I just
Rookie
knew.
of the year.
Hey man, it's 28 games left. Giddy could get it.
Rookie of the year.
But yeah, man. Shout out to them. They represented for the hometown, man. Definitely represented for the hometown. And the game itself. I mean, wait, hold on. I can't gloss over the cat 3-point thing. That was great. 29 points. You got to realize Kennard and Young had 26 apiece.
Right, Kennard lit it up, bro.
And man, just about any other year, 26. I think what's the record? Is it Booker with 28 or 30 or whatever?
He broke it. Booker had it.
I think Booker it was 28 by Booker, so he just broke the record. Jeff saying it would be dope to see 2-way players from each team playing a rising game. And that would be cool.
No way.
Chris is frowning up. I mean, some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
I mean, they also got to be in that criteria of being like a 1 or 2nd year player in the league, I guess.
Yeah, like as a 2-way, like a Tyler Cook would be fun to see, but as a whole, a lot of the people that watch the All-Star Weekend don't really know who Tyler Cook is. So I think the thing with like Rising Stars is more about the rookies than it is like 2-way guys. So it's more about the guys coming into the league than it is about the 2nd year players and the 2-way guys. Even though I think the G League, this is a way for them to boost it's a way for them to boost the audience of the G League though. So The G League, I think the G League and the rookies, if anything, are the 2 parties most beneficial out of the Rising Stars game, if you ask me.
Okay. But the 3-point contest, like we said, man, hot cat. And I'm trying to stay focused on the 3-point contest because, man, what I got to talk about. Shout out Cat. Shout out to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine only had 14. Zach LaVine only had 14. That was tough, but we was glad to see him back. But man, now what I'm gonna talk about next? That's an event I think we got to get Zach LaVine in.
Real quick, before we talk about this garbage dunk contest, I don't think Trae Young and Zach LaVine are contest shooters. I know Trae made it pretty far last year, but Trae had a terrible showing in Chicago a few years ago. And Zach LaVine, he can't get out the first round, so it might be time to give up.
Is it because he's more of a jump shooter?
Yeah, I think he's a game shooter. He's a game shooter.
And that's why Cat said look out for him, because Cat has more of that set shot. Like, he ain't even jumping. He ain't, you really expending a lot of energy and adrenaline. You got to jump on every shot, then run to a rack, and try to jump, especially when you up against it on the last rack.
Dwayne Wade even said that when Karl Anthony Towns was coming to the racks, he was like, "Yeah, Cat might take this because of the set shot, bro. All you got to do is just pull it out." Because you got to remember, that's a whole shoot. That's a whole unnatural shooting motion because you got to reach to your side, lift the ball, make sure you got the ball, and then shoot.
I forgot who they showed who bobbled it. I forgot who they actually showed. Somebody bobbled it trying to do that. Yeah, Sean Jarrett, we did hear about LeBron saying don't rule out a possible return to Cleveland. Here go the thing about that. I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be that bad enough where they in the lottery to be in a position to get Bronny, unless they got some type of trade or they got some picks held up from somebody, because the Cavaliers are looking pretty damn good. I don't see them just falling off into that.
I'm going to tell you like this. I bet you see a lot of trades for that number 1 overall pick when Bronny come out. Because all them teams will try to get LeBron. They're going to try to get Bronny, man. Try to get that draft capital.
I forgot where I saw it at this weekend, but I think they had a very good point. LeBron is going to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
That was J.R. Bain. J.R. Bain.
Yeah, J.R. Bain said that. Oklahoma. I got another one. Either Oklahoma City or Detroit. Or Houston.
I can see Houston. I can see Houston. Yeah. I think
Detroit.
LeBron got to be in the top 5 city, bro, outside of Cleveland. The only reason y'all can see him in Cleveland because that's home. So he got to be like in the top 5 like city, like New York, Chicago, LA, Miami. I would say Vegas, but they don't have a team, so Houston.
I don't know if the Knicks are going to be that bad to be in the lottery or whatever. They probably might be.
They might be. You see how they trade everybody?
Yeah. You see how Stephen A. Smith feel about him. He might. But wouldn't that be box office? You get LeBron, you get Bronny and LeBron for 1 year. That bring almost, New York would be the place to be for a year, wouldn't it? But yeah, now back to this. Oh my God, this awful dunk contest.
Well, first off, Obi Toppin did win it. Obi Toppin did win it.
I can't even give Obi. Did you see I just gave platinum blends to Steph Curry and the Cavs people and Cat for winning? I can't even give Obi Toppin. Look, the dunk that he won with, he had just missed it like 4 times in the previous round. So damn. I just was talking to my good friend at Jules, who I always talk to, a guy always giving me grief about having on a Cowboys mask, right? Yeah. So I just had on a regular black mask. So I said, hey, the football season over with, we could be friends now. I say we all like the Bulls. He said, hey man, my team won anyway. I was going with the Rams. I said, okay, you went from Chicago to LA. That's all good. So then we talked a little bit about the dunk contest. I told him, like, bro, it was like 70 missed dunks. So like they made like 10. I mean, who the hell want to watch Jalen Green? Was that his brother?
I don't know who that. I didn't see it live, so I can't speak on it.
Whoever that was with Jalen Green, we don't want to see this guy. He got more ad time than the judges because we had to keep watching them throw these passes that they couldn't get right for like 20 times. And by the time, after you miss it like 7 times, no, the first time when they do it, it's like, ooh, damn, if he get that. It'd be like, ooh, if he get that. Then you watch him do it the second time, you'd be like, ooh. Then by the 8th time, you'd be like this.
Right. Even after the first time, after watching you miss it, it's like, ooh. But then the second time, if you make it, it's like, okay, it would have been better if you made it the first time. So what you think you feel like after like 6 tries of you missing the catch?
Man, come on, I thought I liked the Jalen Green when he came with the other dunk when he went between his legs and did the little spin and came. I liked that dunk better than the one he kept trying to do. And Cole Anthony, we're gonna look back. Cole Anthony dunking at Tim's. That might have been one of the highlights of the dunk contest. That's how bad it was.
He stole that from me. I used to commentate in Tim's, dog.
Juan Toscano Anderson? No.
Hey, bro. What's good, Cole?
Oh, good, boy. Now, you just did that to put your legs on TV. You're just trying to get your female audience up. Where's Desi at? Where's Desi? Tell her man to stop trying to put his legs on TV. You're already a C-list celebrity, bro. You're trying to get to B-list. You're trying to get all the females. I can see all your female followers finna start watching us now, just trying to see if he's gonna put his little thigh back up in the screen.
I don't have no female followers. They just happen to watch the show.
It's a great answer. I know one thing, man.
Was that the worst dunk contest to you?
Yes. Yes. I think it was. I got to go back in the archives. Juan Toscano-Anderson tried to reinvent the Kenny Skywalker dunk when he put his whole wrist. Was that the Vince Carter when they put their whole wrist in there?
What he was doing?
and he barely got up high enough to dunk it. It was like a regular. It wasn't even a game dunk. It was a warm up dunk. It was a crip line dunk that you come before the game. That was just ridiculous. This thing was awful.
Shout out Juan Toscano-Anderson. I did one of his games in the G League a few years ago.
Shout him out. Hey,
but that dunk was garbage. That dunk was terrible. That was a basic windmill dunk. And they say, "Oh, you trying to do the Vince Carter?" I'm like, dude, how can you even decipher that? He didn't get high enough.
Where's the All-Star game at next year?
Utah.
I am right now. I am willing to risk. I have a child on the way. I have a beautiful family in the next room. And I am willing to risk my own personal freedom to kidnap Ja Morant and drive right now to Salt Lake City and keep him somewhere alive in a gym and make sure, man, you can't do nothing else. You got to be in this dunk contest. You got to elect. Remember when the dunk contest, when I was coming up, when I was a youngin', when I had hair, you know what I'm saying? It was electrifying. That was what you was waiting for. I had to go out and celebrate one of my friend's birthdays Saturday, and he was here. Man, I was waiting to leave out watching this trash ass dunk contest. I could have been left. Ain't missed nothing. Yeah, and I felt the same exact way. Like we waiting here to watch this.
Should have did like Kareem did. Kareem got up and dipped. Kareem got up and dipped.
They could have showed the dunk contest they should have showed the dunk contest at about 2 p.m. That's how I felt about the dunk contest. They could have showed that at 2 in the afternoon. The
problem is, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't even care about it going in. I wanted to see Obi win it because I felt like he was the best dunker in it. But I don't care, dude. They don't have the stars in it no more. Like, you gave me Jalen Green, you gave me Obi Toppin. That's 2 solid players, and I'll do like Cole Anthony. But it's like that's not who I want to see in the dunk contest, man. I want to see Ja Morant. I want to see LeBron. I want to see Anthony Edwards. But the problem is, those guys are game dunkers, man. They'll say that themselves. So how do you spice the contest up?
Man, tell them, please. I don't know what they got to do. I don't know if we got to get some street ballers in there like my man Jeff Trailer suggested, but we got to do something, man. It's supposed to be the most electric. It felt like the high. My sister even said it was definitely trash. I didn't even know my sister watched dunk contest. I done known her for 45 years. I didn't even know she ever watched a dunk contest. Look, that's how bad it was because it was trending. It was so bad it was trending.
It was bad.
You know what I'm saying? We got to do something, man. We got to do something. Zach LaVine.
I don't know if it's the worst one, though. I don't know if it was the worst one.
I know it was another one that was pretty bad a couple of years ago, but damn.
I remember it was 2010 when Nate Robinson won for like the 3rd time in Dallas, and it was like, and all he did was like a reverse dunk. It was like, what the hell? He threw it off the glass and did a reverse.
We just done ran out of dunks, man. People done jumped over people. Blake done jumped over cars. I mean, you damn near got to come off. You got to put a parachute on your back and get dropped out the rafters now and do something. I don't know.
Donovan Mitchell said, man, Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, they set the bar too high, man. And also,
they did.
I think Giannis said it right to Steph when they was watching the dunk contest. He's like, "You changed the game, man. This is your fault." And I agree with that. I think you could blame Steph Curry a little bit more. On top of the fact that these dunks are also just straight ass juice. Shout out Jeff Trey. Yeah. That's my guy.
Well, and you can see what Giannis meant because on the next night, about 22 hours later, Steph Curry went off. And he was so consistent. 8 threes in the first half, 8 threes in the second half. And I knew he had to do this because shout out to Two Chainz and his wife because they just wiped him and they just wiped Curry and Aisha in that little talk show thing that they did about last night thing that they did on that. I did enjoy that. I guess because I got a wife, so that's why I kind of enjoyed that. Shout out to 2 Chainz for winning that. He just came out, man. Too many chances to dunk and weak dunks by Landon Woodard. Yeah, I think we got to do something about missed dunks because I think
it used to be two attempts, the pass and miss or the pass and the miss, and that was all one dunk. Like now it's like, oh, he didn't catch the pass, so he still get to do it. It's like, man, hell no, man. I don't want to sit here and watch y'all practice passing. Y'all should have been doing this for the last 3 months, dude. Come on.
That's how I felt watching the dude with Jalen Green. That's how I felt watching the guy trying to help Jalen Green come from the side, throw the ball to the side of the backboard, and Jalen Green tell him, nah, put it right here. They do it again. Jalen Green jump way up high, come down, don't do nothing. Nah, put it right here. And I'm just sitting there like, man, y'all started dunking at 7:38. It's 7:44. How long is this gonna take? I mean, damn.
Damn, what am I eating during the All-Star?
And the bad part about the Jalen Green part, he acted like he was cold as hell, right? He gonna give Isaiah the NTB or whatever it is to show all his highlights or whatever. Then he get up there and spend all this time with this dude not making a dunk, just jumping up and down, telling him nah this. But Isaiah he might as well made that for his dunk.
I was disappointed. I was very disappointed in the dunk contest because 3 of those guys are very explosive, including Jalen Green, Obi Toppin, and Cole Anthony, the other 2.
But shout out to the all. Go ahead.
Steph Curry though.
Shout out to the All-Star game. The All-Star game definitely didn't disappoint. I saw Joel Embiid putting in some good work. He was trying to bring it home for Team Durant. He balled hard. He was balling hard. You had Giannis out there balling hard. Booker had his moments. I liked what I saw from Darius Garland stepping up also in that fourth quarter. My sister said, just jumping, not dunking. You're right.
Jump around, jump around.
This would be the first time. What time? It's 10:10 on February 21st. This will be the first time I ever agree with my sister on something about sports. Just jumping, not dunking. That took 45 years and however many months or whatever it is to our birthdays. Shout out to her. That's how you know it ain't no school, because everybody here watching with us.
Watching Joe with Joe.
They watching Joe with Joe. And I got Joe. And I also had, this is not a munchkin. This came from Enterman's. This is an Enterman's. It's like a hole. You know, they just call it the holes. I have a donut hole. I do have a whole breakfast spread that they're getting ready for me out there. Shout out to my daughter Jemiah. She's getting the breakfast ready or whatever. So I do plan on getting into them pancakes and them bacons if the kids don't eat it all from me. You know, because they come over our house on President. We ain't got no little kids yet. We just got kids is old enough to babysit. So they just drop them off all over here.
Hey, shout out to my baby for the pot roast. I'm about to smash that today.
I had one of those early this week. Had one, I think, Tuesday. Oh, okay. She put the carrots and the potatoes and all that up in there.
Oh, man.
All right, you know it.
Getting into it after this.
All right. Shout out to Desiree. Using that crock pot. All right.
Man, boy. But Steph Curry, man, all-star record, 16 threes. Is it any debate that this is the best shooter anymore? Like, I mean,
no, I don't think it was.
I don't think it's been a debate for about 6 years, but you know, maybe longer than that.
Man, there's not a debate at all.
Maybe longer than that, but still.
But now the biggest story I think that came out this weekend now probably might have been the news that we heard late Saturday night about this Chris Paul injury. Now we know that Phoenix right now is probably got to be on par to be. It's like Phoenix or Golden State right now in the West,
or Memphis.
Or Memphis now. You might have to elevate Memphis now because you ain't gonna see Chris Paul for a month and a half or maybe 2 months. Now you got to think right now it's February 21st. You got 8 weeks. That would be what, April 21st. Be looking at probably the start of the playoffs, maybe back a little bit before that. So what does this do?
They said he's out 8 weeks. The playoffs start in 7.
So what does this do for Chris Paul? What does this do really for Phoenix?
Well,
does this drop into like 4 or 5 or 6 or something?
No, I think they'll still be top 4, but I think it takes them out of the 60-win season I thought they was gonna have because they're 48-10 right now. So I don't think they'll. I think they'll definitely probably lose 13 games, which would take them out of that and put them at 59-23 at best. So, but without Cameron, see the problem with Phoenix. Not only do they not have Chris Paul, they also without Cameron Payne, but they do have Elfrid Payton, and it's like how do you feel about him? How you feel about him? Devin Booker's leading the team in scoring, so they'll be all right in that aspect. DeAndre Ayton, if he could stay in the lineup, that'll be great. So one thing about Phoenix, they have done a great job building a roster with like Bismack Biyombo, Elfrid Payton, all these guys that can plug in and play despite any injuries that might happen with them moving forward. I think they're too far ahead to really fall too far in the West, though. I think they'll be good, but how will they be affected when Chris Paul comes back? That remains to be seen.
I will say this. If they can stay maybe a top 2 or 3 team without Chris Paul, I think it means Devin Booker has to get into the MVP race for these last 28 or 20 games. I mean, he's just elevate. He's already having a hell of a season. He would probably even have to elevate more for them to even stay in that top 3 at least where they at here.
Hey,
Memphis on the heels of the Golden State and Phoenix. We know Golden State been struggling a little bit coming into this break.
That's actually interesting to me that Phoenix is in first place, clear cut, and they don't really have a clear cut MVP contender. It's like you can't pick between Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Everybody else has been talking about Steph Curry's my pick. I don't give a damn what y'all say. I know Joel Embiid been hooping, but Steph Curry is my pick. And then it's Joel Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, DeRozan. There's a lot of other guys you can throw in. Honestly, I don't know how Jokic is in there, but DeRozan. My 3 right now would be Curry, DeRozan, and Embiid.
Yeah, man. So I already told you my 3. I ain't gonna get back into it. Curry could be 4th right now.
John Morant is 4th right now for me. Where's this? No disrespect to Jokic, but where's this coming from that he's MVP again? Because Denver is actually worse than they were last year. So,
I mean, one thing I will say about Denver being worse than they were at this year last year, you got to think, Murray got injured on my good friend Chucky's birthday last year, April 12th. So
Michael Porter,
you know how that's a very good, and Michael Porter out with his back. So you took away 2 starting wings, and Denver's is falling back a little bit. But the Joker is still the Joker, and he's still putting up like Will Barton's been plugged into play. Now added Aaron Gordon now. So
here's my thing: if you say that, then how the hell is Steph Curry losing ground? Because Golden State is still the 2nd best team in the West. They're only behind the best team in the league. Like, come on, man.
He started off, I think, for that first month and a half, he was white hot. He was super white hot. Now, as people have come back, we saw Clay come back and add to it. And Steph was kind of, he didn't fall all the way off. He wasn't having 40-point games. I saw Steph put in some 18 and 20-point games. And I saw Wiggins and Thompson doing work and them still winning games. So that's the only thing I'm saying about it. Hey, Naya. I love Naya. Naya is one of my. I once drove all the way. You know how far Peoria, Illinois is from here? That's like a 2.5-hour drive. I drove to have a birthday party just with Naya. Thank you. Hey, how you doing, Naya? I think it is. I think it's love that she's watching the show. Yes,
it is, man.
It is.
So you can't buy it. You need that love, man.
Need that love. I was driving through cornfields. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to Naya.
Hey, Stephen Curry. Look, Stephen Curry is my MVP, and that's not gonna change. I just don't give a damn. It's not changing, bro. I mean, Joel Embiid has a case. He has a solid case, but when you look at the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins is an all-star. I know you could argue like, oh well, that's because of the vote. No, no, dude. Otto Porter is playing much better.
He is.
Dude, you know why? Because they're playing with Steph Curry. All you got to do is not miss the damn shots. Just don't miss.
Man, why you throwing? You better stop putting mud on Harrison Barnes' name. Talking about you got to do is make the shot.
Shot, dog.
So who the other all-star that Joel Embiid playing with right now? Because Harden ain't played yet. So who the other all-star that Embiid playing with?
He ain't playing with no other all-star, but that's
all right then. Maxi's great. Tobias Harris been playing good.
You heard me say Embiid was 2. He's right behind Steph. I can't go against Joel Embiid. He's been an MVP candidate all year long. But if you ask me, Steph Curry been capturing them headlines all season. And Philly's worst stretch, and I will argue this. Here's another argument for Embiid. Philly's worst stretch was when he caught COVID. So I get it. So I get like why he has a case. But at the same time, it's like Stephen Curry has made other guys on that team much better. And when it comes down to Philly, it's like, what you mean? What you mean?
He's a career high 4.5 assists a game. Did you see the pass out the post yesterday to LaMelo when they were trying to come back?
I'm not arguing that he's having a good year. I'm just saying, like, Steph Curry got Otto Porter, who was you could argue he was number 3 on the Bulls, but he looked like he's number 6. I mean, he looked like a number 4 on Golden State now. Andrew Wiggins he's finally like a number 1 pick now. Klay Thompson come back.
You owe Joel Embiid an apology. You just said he's having a good year. You said he's having a good year.
He's having a great year.
Yeah, make it great.
A great year.
That's what we're talking about.
I'm going with the chef.
Hey, the chef is a bad man. The chef is bad.
He's been my MVP from the first week of the year. That dude is MVP. I'm going.
He has been. He's been on your thing. I think the MVP thing is a fluid situation. I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm gonna ask you one question before we move on into this Juwan Howard. I got to ask you one question. If Philly, we know how the East is constructed now. I believe Philly is right now about third or fourth behind the Bulls and the Heat. I know they're all jumbled up right there. If Philadelphia finished first in the East, would that change your mind about the Embiid and the MVP?
Yeah.
Especially with how, because we know how we always looked at the West as being the tougher conference, but right now we're looking at that East. The only thing we're thinking of is Miami, Chicago, Milwaukee, Philadelphia. We know Brooklyn got a lot of people, but they just ain't all came together. Then you got the low keys. You got Cleveland balling. You got a very hot Boston squad ever since they got Derek White. Right before they got Derek White, they got hot. They didn't added Derek White, and they really need him now because of the Smart injury, and they've been balling going into the break. So it's like the East is a little bit more of the heavyweight. That's the heavyweight conference right now.
And honestly, that's why I got him second behind Steph, because Philly was in first at one point. To me, DeRozan is. I probably would have. It's arguable you could put DeRozan a little higher than Embiid with some of the games he's had this year.
Oh,
but
very
it's
true.
Like,
true.
But it's like for Philly to be that good, they still might be on the road in the first round. That's kind of a little suspect, dog.
Man,
kind of a little suspect.
Hey, that's how jumbled it up is. Hey, we was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was SOTG or Joe with Joe. He was like, Charlotte is 7 games out, and they like the 8th seed. So you had 2 good weeks, you could be up there. To college basketball. Wow. Only thing I can say is wow.
You funny for this title, G.
Hey, man. Look. Okay. I was actually doing some DoorDash yesterday because it was Sunday. I was doing me some DoorDash. And I get the doo-doo-doo. And it said...
Landon was talking about the Warriors, by the way, when he said this.
You got the Warriors winning the West?
Yeah.
That's a very good pick. I mean, when you look at what they have, when you think about Wiseman hasn't played all year, when you look at Draymond Green, I can see them winning the West. Also, think about the wings. You were talking about Wiggins. Also, the younger development of Jonathan Kuminga, who's probably going to be used as a maybe a defensive stopper or whatever as they get deep in. The return of Klay Thompson, and then just the development of Jordan Poole at that 2 guard, and not going to be 6 man or whatever he got to do. Yeah, and then don't forget Porter and also the very sneaky Nicholas Belisha. So they got shooters.
That's another reason why I lean to Steph. A lot of these guys are either very young or were cast off elsewhere. They play with Steph Curry, become an all-star. Look like a number 3 pick, Otto Porter. You look like a good rookie in development, Jonathan Kuminga. You look like a second-year player, James Wiseman. A lot of development on that team.
All right, man. They were they were doing the hand. Okay, first of all, Wisconsin beats Michigan 77-63. Like I said, I told you what I was doing when I first got this information. So I had to do a lot of research. Had to watch stuff last night. I had to get up this morning and look at stuff and hear comments and hear the coaches and see why all this stuff happened. Okay, there was a handshake line. Greg Gard, the coach for Wisconsin, was walking past as Juwan Howard approached him. Juwan Howard pointed at him, told him, I'm gonna remember that. And then you see Greg Gard stop to try to explain himself. And once he did, and once he touched,
at first Juwan was like, Juwan did that at first, really. So we don't know what he said, honestly.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question before I finish this? Why the hell? I'm trying to think. Why did you go get the mask to put that on? You trying to imitate Juwan Howard pulling his mask down?
He did, man.
Silly.
That's what he did. When he walked up to him, he walked up to him. He had the mask on, and I couldn't see what he was saying, but he was doing that. He was just pointing at him. So for all we know, he said, "It's cool, bro. It's cool, bro. Just don't do that again, man." For all we know.
Now the whole thing that ticked up, the only thing that made Juwan Howard mad was Wisconsin's up by 15 points with 15 seconds left. But here's the thing: Michigan is still pressing. They have a full court press going on. Wisconsin couldn't break the press. So what you tell your player to do if he can't break the press? You got timeouts.
Call that damn timeout, homie.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this part. Now, before I get back to Madison, Wisconsin, I'm gonna tell you something I saw on Saturday. I was watching Tennessee play Arkansas, right? Tennessee was down by I think about 8 points, and they shot a 3-pointer with 13 seconds left, and they missed the 3. Arkansas got the rebound. At this time, Rick Barnes, you could tell his players, tell him move out, stop, don't foul. Don't foul. The game is over. So at that point, Rick Barnes has thrown in the white flag. We ain't got an 8-point play to come back. I'm going to stop chasing the game right now. It's over with. I feel like Juwan Howard was still chasing the game then. If you pressing and you down by 15 with 15 seconds left, I mean, how many turnovers are you trying to create in this 15-second span? So I listened to everybody this morning, and I felt the most compelled with what Seth Greenberg said. Seth Greenberg, who was a former coach at Virginia Tech for a long time, he said, hey, coach your team and don't worry about the other team.
Big fact.
Coach your team. Coach your team. So if you coach your team to press, and my team can't break the press, I don't care if it's a minute into the game or 15 seconds left in the game, whether it's a tie game or we down by 20, my players have been instructed if they can't break the press, we got a timeout left, call a timeout. Why are you pressing them with 15 seconds left? I mean, you coached your team the way you wanted to coach your team. I coached the team the way I want to coach my team. What I'm supposed to do, just let you get the turnover?
No, you're supposed to remember that I'm from the south side of Chicago.
Hey, I did agree with what Seth Greenberg also said. What Seth Greenberg also said when Juwan Howard when they're walking in the line and Juwan Howard is telling them, hey, I'm gonna remember that. He says Greg Gard should have just kept walking, and then he gonna stop and try to explain himself like, hey, you're pressing me with 15 seconds left. That's why I called the timeout. You had a good press. I'm gonna give you credit on your press. We beat your ass the rest of the game, but you had a great press. 15 seconds left. 15 seconds. We couldn't break it. I told my man, I told him call the timeout. I mean, damn. I'm coaching my team. You coach your team. Now about this punishment. Now what should the punishment be?
Well, hold on.
After I saw everything, I said, I looked like, I said, I thought of everything. See, you got to realize there's kids involved. You're a role model. Yeah. You got 18 and did you see what happened after the punch?
Yeah, I saw it.
It turned into malice.
It
became a scrum.
That dude, number 0 for Wisconsin, he got into a mix-up with I don't know what number that was for Michigan, but he had the blonde dreads. They was fighting with each other. And that was all because of Juwan Howard, all because he slapped Joe Krabenhoff. I know they say he took a swing at him. No, he definitely made contact. He definitely made contact.
But you gotta show an example, man. You got to show that example for the kids. You don't even address it. You gotta say, good game, coach. Now you get to your locker room, you tell your kids, hey, if we play them again in the Big Ten tournament, I remember that. But after I watched everything, I thought that Juwan Howard should be suspended for about 4 games, right? Then I looked at Michigan's schedule. Michigan has 5 games left.
What do you say,
he should be suspended.
Yeah, he should definitely be suspended.
At least. So then I said he should be suspended 4 games, right? Michigan has 5 games left.
He might get the rest of the season.
5 games left in the regular season.
He might get the season.
I don't know. He's got to get at least minimum the regular season. And it might be worse. Because now they're gonna start going back to what happened last year with the mailing and detergent situation. Now they're gonna feel like it's a pattern of behavior. Go ahead.
And then on top of that, it's like that's the worst place to do that. The handshake line. That's supposed to be the one sign of sportsmanship. Man, that's the whole point of them doing that. It's for people to shake hands after the game. And then you got Juwan Howard who said he was touched. Now, when I watched that video at length, I watched it about 4 or 5 times. I didn't see Krabenhoff touch him. If it happened,
Greg Gard is the one that touched him.
Greg Gard touched. Okay, but he slapped Krabenhoff. So it's like
because he was pointing at Greg Gard, talking about I'm gonna remember that. And I guess that's when Greg Gard like touched him in the chest to try to explain, like, nah, hold on, coach. You had a great press. You beating your ass by 15. You pressed us. You called a timeout. If you don't want to call a timeout, why are you pressing us? I mean, how many times have you watched basketball and the team couldn't break a press and they called a timeout? We done how many basketball games? We done did G League games, been at NBA games, high school games, college games. If you can't break the press, it's gonna be a timeout. It's gonna be considered an angry black man, angry coach. Hey, that's what you got to do, Land. You got to realize I got a whole bunch of teenagers right here behind me. I'm 48 years old. Mm-hmm. If I throw this punch, what you think they're gonna do? What you think they're gonna do?
You the leader. They follow your lead. Not
only are you putting them at risk, you putting your other older coaches who might be 60 something or whatever at risk. You know what I'm saying? And then as a parent, you got Wisconsin people looking at Michigan people looking like, dang, that's what's going on in the handshake line. I mean, you got to think, man. It's got to be an example set. He's going to get at least 5 games, and he might get the whole tournament.
Yeah, he's gonna get the rest. He should get suspended. I don't really know how many games. I would go at least 3, but I think he's gonna get the rest. You said it was 5 left, so I think he's gonna get the rest of the regular season. It's also just been a bad year for Michigan, man. Michigan been getting owned. Like every time I see that,
I think that was the frustration. That was the frustration. Like, I look back because I started looking back, trying to examine, like, damn, why was he like that? This was a tie game at halftime. It was tied up at 31 at halftime. So that means really Wisconsin they beat y'all ass in the second half.
And you know what the turning point was for Michigan? They lost to Seton Hall earlier in the year. Michigan was ranked. They lost to Seton Hall. And they were winning by like 11 at home. And Seton Hall didn't do nothing but just outplay them. They came back and beat them. It's been downhill this year for Michigan ever since that. They've just been up, one game down. That's why they 14-11, bro. It's been a rough year.
It's just been, I think that's what it was. I think it was just a big ball of frustration, balled up, and he said, oh, okay. He finna call a timeout. They already up by 15. Right. He finna call a timeout.
Okay. Like, go through their schedule. They got a lot of, like, bad losses.
I did. So, like,
Michigan State beat them like Rutgers. Northwestern caught them. Like, everybody been catching Michigan this year, dude. So I get the frustration. But as a man and as a coach, you got to set the example. You have to set the example for your players, especially at an institution like Michigan, where he was the Fab Five. He used to get some of them, even in the Fab Five documentary. He used to get them racist letters talking about we want to see better representation for Michigan. So I mean, I feel you, Landon. He's probably gonna be considered the angry black man, black coach. But in this situation, it's like that was a bad showing of how to act on Juwan Howard's part. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, so I'm expecting either today or tomorrow. Michigan's next game is Wednesday, so I'm expecting the punishment to come down on Juwan Howard and probably see, this is also what happened. What did you say? The players also got into it, right?
Yeah, the players got into it. You're gonna probably lose 3 people.
So you're gonna lose about 3 more players, and you're gonna lose your coach because you want to tell Greg Gard that you remember that because you pressing.
Well, you
got to think about everything. Yeah, you got to think about everything. Yeah. And then you smack Kramerhoff. You got to think about all that. So everything, you costed your. They probably won't even make the NIT now. They're 14-11. They're 8-7 in the conference. They're gonna have to win out with probably 3 key players and your coach for these last 5 games.
I feel for Michigan because they seem like they can't get out of NCAA turmoil. Like it's like every decade, Michigan got some deal with NCAA sanctions they got to deal with. Like it was the Fab Five. Then it was when they had when they had Tractor Trailer and Bullock, and they had some off the court stuff. So it's like Michigan just can't get out of the the NCAA sanctions, and now this ain't gonna help it, even though not as severe as the others, but this won't help the case.
So it's a very, very bad look, and I think, man, at least the regular season. We'll see how far the Big Ten goes with it. Hopefully he doesn't lose. I don't think he deserves to lose his job behind it. I know people are saying, hey, Michigan might fire him for it.
He might. No, but you know what? He might, though. He might. Because Michigan is bad. Michigan is bad enough, and then that situation is ugly enough. He might get the pink slip. I'd give him another year, but I think he might get it. There's a big chance he might get it.
Yeah, I would give him another year, but he's going to have to be on like a super
probation.
Super thin line whenever he comes back, as far as if any type of other thing happens. Now you had the Maryland thing that was kind of swept up under the rug, and now this happened. So now people looking like, hey, he did the same thing in Maryland. Ain't nobody say nothing. So yeah, they might try to make an example of him. Hopefully he doesn't lose his job.
I think that's the right way to put that. They might make an example of him out of that because, man, we can't have coaches smacking coaches, dog. We just can't have that.
Cannot have it, especially at this level. Can't have it. Yeah. Where's Sean J at? Sean J still in the chat?
I hope so.
Time to talk some NFL. Time to talk some NFL. The Steelers made an addition to their coaching staff this weekend when they added former Miami Dolphin coach Brian Flores to be a senior defensive assistant, also in charge of the linebackers for Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin saying, "What do you
that damn title, G?
Senior defensive assistant."
They couldn't just say linebacker coach.
No, that was the second part. I was a slash, senior defensive assistant / linebackers coach.
Okay.
What are you laughing at? I mean, finish laughing.
Because when I first saw that reported, that was all one title. It was like the senior defensive assistant as the linebacker coach. So now they slashed it now.
Yeah. And Mike Tomlin said in a statement, he says he is very aware of the great job that Brian Flores has done in teaching and getting the best out of getting the best out of the linebackers in particular in his time, I guess, in New England before he got to Miami. This, that, and the third. I thought it was interesting that, with all this turmoil, he was wondering what's going to be the next move for Brian Flores, right? No, you talk about poking the bear. You're suing the NFL, So make you feel like all the other owners gonna be looking at you like Brian Flores, nah. Brian, who for a job? Nah. And then the guy, Mike Tomlin, is the one to give him the job. Another black guy, give my other black guy, give my brother a chance. He ain't gonna just be in the purgatory, be unemployed. That man need to be on somebody's staff. Hey, I'm gonna have him on my staff because I need help with my linebackers. So I thought that was the decent part from reaching out.
I ain't saying it's a conspiracy, but if the NFL is trying to make it not look like a conspiracy, they're not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job at all. I'm not saying this is a hire for the NFL to cover their ass, but I'm just saying this ain't really a good job at covering it up if that's what they're trying to do without us figuring it out. That's all I'm saying.
So what are you saying? I mean, because you can look ahead right now. Who's gonna be the first name that's gonna come up for a job? Brian Flores.
Okay. Yeah, just like with Kaepernick. Just like with Kaepernick. Anytime anybody needed a quarterback, Kaepernick. Well, how about Kaepernick? That's all we heard for 3 years. How about Kaepernick? And then it never happened. And now Brian Flores is in it, like you said, in that same spot. What about Brian Flores? And they're like, all right, well, fine. Brian Flores need the job. Steelers hire him. The rule is literally titled the damn Rooney Rule after the Steelers. And the Steelers have a black coach. And that said black coach hires a black assistant who is also suing the NFL for race discrimination. I'm just saying, if it's not a conspiracy or if it is a cover-up, they're not doing a good job of making me feel like it's not a cover-up. Let's say that. I'm not saying it is a cover-up, but if it is, they're not doing a good job of making me feel like it's not.
And I believe the NFL said they already did an investigation. If they investigated all the allegations about Flores, which one, I think the most serious allegation was the Stephen Ross offering somebody 100 stacks a game for a loss. I thought that was the most serious allegation. Landon says he's excited for Brian Flores. Think that the Steelers will have a great season next year. And I think those guys will combine as one of the best black tandem coaches in the NFL. And I'm very excited for what's going to take place in Pittsburgh. You'd be excited if they get a QB, which is going to be on next week's show.
I was about to say, bro,
about the quarterbacks.
Right. I'm excited for them to be together, but in terms of Pittsburgh being great next season, that depends on who's throwing that ball.
I mean, you talk about Brian Flores getting a job. Where else would he got a job at? Lovie Smith in Houston? Would he got a job with
or somewhere where he's qualified, to do the damn job. It don't necessarily have to be with a black coach. Just somewhere.
And he wasn't gonna go back to Miami, even though we know Miami just hired Mike McDaniel as the coach, and he's biracial, as he let us all know in his press conference or whatever.
Somewhere, I just think Brian Flores should be somewhere he's fucking qualified. Is where I think he should be.
The NFL. He should be a head coach.
And his timing the timing of the hire shouldn't be as he's suing the NFL and they put him as and like think about the title of that special defensive assistant of the Pittsburgh defense.
Hey, senior defensive assistant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, senior defensive. Like, come on, dude. If they don't get this bullshit out of here, dude. Come on, dog. Like, come on. It's like
I mean, that's like if you get replaced by somebody else to do the coaching, to do the radio broadcast at Windy City, but they still want you on. They'll call you like the senior radio broadcast assistant. but you're just sitting right there next to the person not actually talking. Woodard said they will get a quarterback. That's the Houston Texans quarterback. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of speculation in that. That's next week's show. I don't want to let off too much in the next week's show, but man, it's going to be a power struggle.
Also, that ain't a good look neither, man. That the two black coaches they got have no quarterback. They have garbage quarterback situation.
I mean, it could be fixed. I expect that to be fixed. I mean, Lovey's situation, no fault of his own, has been kind of messed up too. So we'll see how those things work themselves out.
I love Lovey, but he shouldn't even have that damn job. David Culley should have got another year. David Culley overachieved in Houston last season.
Definitely did.
He overachieved considering Deshaun Watson didn't touch the field at all last year. So, hey.
So for him to get the same amount of wins with a rookie quarterback in Davis Mills most of the year. Yeah, I agree with you. He really got screwed over in that situation.
So the NFL, they really ain't looking too good in terms of their race politics lately with the Kaepernick issue. People still pissed about that, by the way. I know that was 6 years ago, but people still pissed about that Kaepernick situation. Now Brian Flores and then David Culley get fired. I'd even throw Hugh Jackson in there. I don't think Hugh Jackson got a fair shake in Oakland or in Cleveland. So, it's not a good look.
Not a good look. What's in your cup? I haven't seen you drinking anything. Usually you have a water or something. I haven't seen you. Oh, you got a Pepsi. All right. Pepsi with Paul. Pepsi with Paul.
What's in my cup, man? It goes to Juwan Howard, man. I can't even really say Juwan Howard. The whole scrum between Wisconsin and Michigan started by Juwan Howard. So, just damn, dude. Big Ten conference. I'm an alum. Sportsman, in the handshake line, sportsmanship. There's a lot of contradiction, man. There's a lot of contradiction in that one little moment started by Juwan Howard smacking Joe Krabbenhoff. What's in your cup?
What's in my cup? The 4 participants from the dunk contest.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, come on, my ass.
Hey, Obi won, man.
The only thing I liked about the dunk contest was Cole Anthony and Greg Anthony having a father-son moment when he had on them goddamn Timbs. Other than that, get a bucket and put all 4 of them in there. Y'all better start practicing these dunks. JTA, if you're going to try to do a dunk as iconic as putting your whole arm in the rim, you better be able to jump high enough. Don't just barely make the dunk. I mean, damn.
He barely touched the rim.
Obi Toppin, like I just told you, the dunk that he hit off the backboard, he had just tried it 4 or 5 times in the last round. I mean, damn.
That's all right.
I don't know what we need to do.
He still did better than everybody else. Shout out to my other birthday twin, Greg Anthony. Greg Anthony, Carl Anthony Towns, my birthday twins.
I want next year, somebody gonna have to get like Kanye West and like a whole choir to jump over. Or either that, or just have somebody take a trip to NASA the week before of the dunk contest, and then have them coming out the air like 5, 4, or have a retractable roof in Utah, and they just come out the sky. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
So you telling me in 2 years?
I don't know what other dunks they can do.
So you telling me in Indianapolis, when they have it in Indianapolis in 2 years, they should have it at Lucas Oil Stadium so they can have a roof.
Retractable roof. Yeah. You gotta do something. Put a rocket pack on or something. Buy a plane ticket from LA. Buy a plane ticket from LA and make believe that the plane is like, finna crash, and then you just come out the air like, come with a duck.
Should the 3-point shootout just be the last event? Didn't they do that? They did that a few years ago. Just put that last.
Yeah, man. It's gonna have to be now. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to change.
Make that last, dude.
You cannot end. Look, we had a great Saturday night. I mean, the DJ Khaled performance we haven't spoken about. That was hot. I thought the DJ Khaled performance was fire. Shout out to Mary J. Blige, 2 weeks in a row. I enjoyed Migos. I enjoyed
Mary making.
I enjoyed everybody. I enjoyed Lil Wayne. I enjoyed Luda. Now, me and Lamarie had a problem. She didn't like how I said Gunna's name. I got to put more M. Gunna. She didn't like how I said it. Gunna. So she didn't like how I said it.
Too easy, man. Too easy.
Lil Baby performing, I thought they ripped. It was great. But, man, they're going to have to move this dunk contest. That's going to have to go first maybe next time. I mean, sweet mother Mary, Jesus.
Hey, put that on Friday. And then
I can't think of nobody that liked it. Nobody liked that. It was trending on Twitter. Nobody liked it. I think everybody in the crowd was just looking like, man, at least I'm a celebrity. They're going to put me on TV. Glad I wore my Dior. That's how it was, man.
They showed that meme of Shaq, like how the dunk contest has evolved. When Shaq was like, and then at the dunk contest the other day, he was just.
That's how it's evolved. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That was terrible.
They need the stars, man. They need the stars.
Come on, Josh.
Anthony Edwards even said, "I'm not getting in there. I'm a game dunker." Like, and then when he said that, that's when I knew I don't need to watch this weekend. When I heard him say that, it was time to be like, "Nope, I'm cool." And then it's like, I mean, what else can they do, man? They tried to dunk wheel. They tried to make teams out of it. Like, what else can you do with the dunk contest, man? Get rid of it for 3 years like they did like in 98 through 2000. So maybe try that.
I got to go with Jeff's opinion. Jeff's suggestion. You might have to bring some street ballers in this, man. That was a real shit. That was a real shit show that we saw on to end All-Star Weekend.
You know what they should do? Remember slam ball? Get some trampolines, man. Do that, man.
Get something. Do something. Damn, I don't know. Do something. Either do something.
Yeah, he did a windmill dunk. Z. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, that was the second best part of the dunk contest was Cole Anthony and Greg Anthony dunk and JTA's earrings. I was jealous. His earrings. He had them big dumbass earrings. I mean, I was jealous. I say, damn. That was the best part of the dunk contest. His earrings and boots.
All right, let me ask you this: would you rather watch that dunk contest again, or would you rather watch Gerald Armstrong do a layup like he did in '96?
I might have to watch. I'm damn sure to choose Gerald Armstrong for the layup. I don't want to see Jalen Green, buddy. Jalen Green, buddy, got more airtime than the dunkers because he couldn't get the pass right. He got all that airplay because he was
a bad passer.
Because he wasn't good. He was a bad passer.
All right, so what would you rather watch? That dude keep passing to Jalen Green or Nathan Peterman throw 5 picks?
I'll watch Nathan Peterman throw the picks because it'll make me laugh.
Somebody might run those back.
Yeah, run them back. Yeah, especially they play. I need Nathan Peterman to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. That's what I need to happen. We keep getting smoked on Thanksgiving. I need somebody that's gonna be sharing with us.
5 pick.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, good old 5 pick Peterman. All right, man. Who all in the chat so I could tell them all thank you for joining us? Who all that still?
Landon, Sean J, Bino, Monica, Reese Ragland, Jeff Trailer. It's a few of them in here, man. It's a lot of them. A lot of people in there.
Oh man. Oh, it was lit. That's how I know it was a holiday. I'm gonna see if y'all ass be here next Monday. When we're talking about how these quarterbacks in this carousel are gonna be going around and whatever hot in the NBA. Hopefully we ain't gotta talk about no coaches striking nobody. There will not be a SOTG. We'll have to talk about SOTG. We know we won't have a night SOTG. Sometimes Chris will be like, hey, I'm not doing nothing Thursday morning. You want to run it? So we'll see how we feel on Thursday morning about SOTGs. But we will be here next Monday. I do know that. Jeff T said, hey.
Yeah, that's Trailer. That's Trailer with his, my player.
Okay. It's my player say, hey. Okay. So on shout out to everybody.
He watched us on YouTube and Facebook. All right.
That's great. Get them likes up. So shout out to everybody that joined us this Monday morning for the 22nd episode of Joe with Joe. Thank y'all all. Y'all stay safe and stay blessed. And we will see you probably most likely next Monday. We got to talk about Thursday. We might surprise, but we'll see you next Monday. Chris Rouse, I'm Joseph Gregory. Peace.